work so you can play. MiniWarGaming, speed, the cooler, bat rap.
So here we are with Grey Knights turn 2, and things are still looking pretty good for Grey Knights. They have lost one of their squads though, but they do get to roll for reserves, so the flyer comes in now. Comes in from the very far corner, lands on top of the building. And we just kind of move some of the barrels around, make it fit. This flyer now, it's aiming to blow up that devilfish because there are troops inside of it, and if they get to that objective, they will blow it up, which is my mission. And another couple units move around here. The strike squad in the front actually fails its leadership check, so they have to run. And they run like 7 inches, but then they automatically rally because they're Space Marines. So he moves them back, and then he actually runs over because he wants to go stop the Pathfinder, or the Fire Warriors that are all starting to rush into that building there. And the Devilfish that's full of more Fire Warriors. The Rhino then takes off, and the Hammer, or the Land Raider, starts moving back. He fires his large blast from his Dreadnought at my tank, but he does not damage it, but there's 2 guys underneath it who had a cover save, but it wasn't enough, so one of them dies anyway. So one of the Pathfinders goes down. Then he shoots his flamethrower at them. This one makes it to the tank, and basically just wanted to kill more of my Pathfinders, so 3 more of them go down right there. And trying to damage the tank, does not. He fires his Twin-Link Multi-Melta at my Devilfish here, and it misses with both shots. And then he shoots his Twin-Link Las Cannon at it, hits the 5th one, does not pen, or no, it was against his side armor, so it was a glance, but he got 1 more hull point, but I made my cover save, so it didn't actually work. Shoots a Las Cannon at it, I fail my cover save, rolling for damage, rolls a 6, so it blows up. The 12 guys inside there, he takes a whole bunch of wounds, and pretty much half of them die. So I'm down to 6 Pathfinders that are actually in the objective area. And there's the wreck marker for these last few guys that are going to try and blow up that objective there. Once we get them all piled up. And then the Terminators, they fire away at my battlesuits, hitting on 3s. These are the bigger guns, and then his burst cannons, a whole bunch of wounds there. And they actually only do 1 with the first shot. Then I had to make a whole bunch of different armor saves. Failed the next one, so that battlesuit dies. I roll them 1 at a time because even though they have the same armor save, they all have different weapon, which in hindsight didn't actually matter because I should have just rolled them all because they do have the same armor save. So that kills off 1 of them. He then fires away with his Stormbolter at some of the Fire Warriors there and kills 1 of them. The Land Raider fires its other Las Cannon at my Hammerhead that's far off there, hitting on 3s, glancing on 4s. I fail my cover save, so it does get 1 hull point to it. Then the Sniper goes to shoot at my battlesuits, but it fails to wound because it does need a 4. At the end of the phase, though, the Pathfinders fail their pinning check, so they go down. Or rather, the Fire Warriors fail their pinning check. He then charges my tank with the surviving Grey Knights here on the side. They did lose all their hammers, and it does have flechettes, so it does a wound to them first off, but he makes his armor save. They then do their strength, or +1 of their strength. They need 3s to hit, and then they need 5s for a glance, and he does not do anything. Tau turn 3, so we're going to push back this time. We roll for the rest of our reserves. I get my Battlesuit Commander and my other unit of troops, so the Battlesuit Commander lands right where he's supposed to be. The other Battlesuits, they scatter a little bit, but not big enough deal. I ended up having them just land there, because why not? They need to blow up that tank, and they need to kill that Dread Knight. The Fire Warriors all pile out of their side of their Devilfish just to grab this objective. With the Devilfish blocking the door, we can then destroy this objective this turn. Basically, I need to hold it until the end of his turn, so I gotta kill everybody who's nearby right now. Which, at this point, I'm really nervous because I'm thinking that he's gonna have his Dread Knight teleport over through the wall there and kill all these guys, but they drop down their quad guns, knowing that if they don't do it now, they're probably all gonna die. So I bring in my quad gun in that unit, and bring in my other quad gun in the other unit, and all my tanks start taking off, my battlesuits move up. Pretty much everything's moving up now. No more hanging back and shooting because it's not working. And we did forget to do the leadership check for the Pathfinders, but they actually passed it. The Sky Rays move up. Basically, I aim to kill that Dread Knight this turn. Everything in my army moves over to start shooting at it. And they do have sensor spines, so they ignore difficult and dangerous, and we had agreed that the water was dangerous down there. The Devilfish, now empty, moves up behind the Land Raider to block it from moving back any further. And a whole bunch of Fire Warriors, now using twin-link shots, fire away at those few guys standing in the doorway. So he's got to make a whole bunch of saves here. And There they go, and there they go. So he fails a whole bunch of saves, and the last of the strike squad gets killed in that doorway. We then start marking up the Dread Knight. So we got 2 marker lights from there, another couple marker lights from the last 4 survivors. We've got 4 altogether. We move all but one of his cover saves. I take off 3, but I actually meant to only take off 2 because he does have the regen anyway, so I realized it doesn't make a big difference. So we fire away with all of my invuln causing guns. He has to make a couple invulns here, fails none of them, and then, or no, this is me rolling to wounds. I do 5 there, and then he's rolling to do his saves, and he fails nothing yet. You fire the railgun from another tank at it, and it's firing its heavy gun, which of course the railgun itself misses, but the burst cannons hit, and they do nothing. Then I fire the ion cannon, the burst cannons from the other tank. Ion cannon hits a couple times and does a few wounds here, but he does still have his 2 up and then 5 up regen, or feel no pain because of the objective. So he rolls for his feel no pain. So he did not make this wound, and because of this wound as well as the other wounds caused by the battlesuits, which were all those green dice earlier on, so I was mistaken, they were actually wounds. We killed him. So that's the end of that Dread Knight. The tanks then fire away trying to hit that Land Raider, and its railgun misses again. So every shot that railgun has fired has been a 1. Kind of disappointing there. I think some of them have been 2s, but it doesn't matter, they didn't work. Firing away with my missile pods, twin linked, I get 1 wound, and he has a 2-up armor save, but I do get my missiles or my plasmas as well. So 2 plasma weapons also fire, and he has to make some invulns here, which he makes both because he's a Grey Knight. I shoot my other Melta and my plasma at the Grey Knights there, 2s to hit, 2s to wound from my battlesuit commander, and he fails the instant kill from the Melta gun, and then Drago needs to take the next 2, which he fails one of those as well. But he has feel no pain because he's a Grey Knight, and he makes that. So Drago doesn't take any wounds at all from there. I have all my fire warriors are now sitting on the objective, including their the gun emplacement, firing away at the Rhino. They need 6s to glance and a 3 to glance on the green, but we only get 1 glance, so it loses 1 hull point. The other fire warriors shoot or have the automated gun shoot at the flyer there. It hits once and does nothing. And then the battlesuits jump again, so everybody moves back 5 inches on those battlesuits, and then the commander himself gets a solid 10 inches and heads over to go and blow up either the objective or the plane, depending on what's left. And then these battlesuits, they move closer to the tank because then they're out of the front arc of the las cannons, so they move right up to the front there. We do move them back an inch, but that's basically where they end up. So stay tuned for part 4 and see if the Grey Knights can push us out now.